Dan Illman, Matt Bernier, the DRF Bets race of the day for Wednesday, March the 21st. Race number 9 at Gulfstream Park. We're going 1 mile and a 16th on the turf, and if you want to play the race, please consider DRF Bets. When you sign up, you will be rewarded with a $150 sign-up bonus. DRF.com/join is where you need to go. Please use the promo code TV150. Let's take a look at this field. You can access free formulator past performances for the race of the day on the Race of the Day event page on DRF.com. Download them, handicap along with us. We'll take this field in post-position order, beginning with the speed. The number 1, Driven by Thunder. Since being reclaimed by Todd Pletcher and Rapoli Stables, he has gotten good on the lawn.
Yeah, you know where he's going to be early in this race. He figures to be forwardly placed beneath Velasquez. 2 most recent starts, both probably 2 of the best in his career. I suppose the question for a horse like this, if you are interested in him, is does he want to go 8.5 furlongs? The pace scenario should be beneficial, but that most recent run, so I'm losing a little bit of ground at 1 mile. That race has come back pretty good. The first and third place finishers came back to win next out with 81 and 84 buyers. But you also saw in that 7.5 furlong race 2 back, maybe that was kind of pushing his limits. If you like him, I get every reason why. You should get a decent number. At the same time, 8.5, I'm not sure it works. Timeform
US, though, agrees with you in that he is going to be out there on the lead. As we take a look at the pace projector, there he is, the number 1, and maybe even if 1 mile and a 16th is pushing it. If this pace projector plays out and Driven by Thunder is kind of allowed to walk the dog the first half mile, maybe he'll sprint home. It's always tough to catch Pletcher at Gulfstream. He's close to 30%. Plus, we've got a Todd formulator fact to consider. Past 3 years, horses coming first off of a layoff of 45 days or greater in Gulfstream Park optional claiming turf, that's only 40%. A $4.68 ROI. Catch Driven by Thunder if you can, and you're getting a price on the morning line at 10-1. The 2 Salute the Colonel, who really improved from a buyer speed figure standpoint last time out when rallying from off the pace to beat fellow Florida breds. He's in against open company here. Do you think he needs a little bit more pace?
Yeah, he's probably going to need a little bit of help up front. Someone's going to have to be the sacrificial lamb to go after the inside horse. I was a little bit concerned that maybe that 87 buyer most recently was just out of left field, maybe a little bit phony, but the third place finisher, Mai Tai One On, came back to win next out with an 84 buyer. So it at least makes me think that the 87 that he earned most recently is legitimate.
The number 3 is Burn. James Byrne, claimed by Michael Maker last time out. How many times have we seen it? Maker claims horses takes him just to another level, especially going long on the turf. And this horse was a little bit of a sneaky class drop. I know he was claimed for 50 last time out, but those were some tough non-winners of 2 others. He's now in against starter optionals. One of the horses he was in against last time out came right back to Byra 91, went 3rd in for 62.5. This horse has some tactical speed, but it's been a long time between drinks.
Yeah, most recent victory, August of 2016. It was at Presque Isle Downs over a synthetic track. I suppose if you want to poke more holes in him, he's 4 for 11 on synth. He's 1 for 20 on turf. Having said that, not that Keith Nations is a poor job. Mike Maker off the claim, you get Jose, tactical speed. There are enough reasons to like this horse.
And here's the Michael Maker formulator fact for Byrne, James Byrne. Off the claim, little layoff, optional claiming turf routes for older horses. He's at 30% to 227 ROI. You mentioned his tactical speed. Abraham has tactical speed, but he's probably at his best when he's allowed to grab a lonely lead, as he did 2 starts back when he was just able to get as loose as possible. And that propelled him to a 90 buyer effort. With the horse down towards the rail, Driven by Thunder expected to be sent hard by Johnny V. I just can't imagine a situation where Abraham gets that similar trip, and I don't think he's as good when he doesn't get that similar trip.
No, I agree 100%. He walked the dog on the front end in that run 2 starts back when he wired the field. You saw what happened against better horses in that little stakes race most recently. He was unable to get out to the front end, and it just didn't work out for him. With the presence of the 1 down to the inside, I think at best Abraham pushes the pace. And having said that, I agree with you. I don't think that's his best game.
When Special Ops is on his best game, he's legit, as evidenced by his 96 buyer win in the Claiming Crown over course and distance back in December. He then ran okay over soft going against tougher competition at the fairgrounds. Now, last time out, he was the beaten favorite in a race that includes this race's morning line favorite, Slim Shady, who we'll get to in a minute. Slim Shady had a great trip in that race. Special Ops was very wide all the way through the turn and in the stretch, but I have to admit, he never fired at all. It was a rare, disappointing performance. Do you think he's going off form?
Yeah, I mean, at this point in his career, he's 7 years old. You have to wonder when you look at that Claiming Crown Emerald 3 starts back. He fired a big shot, came down the lane late. He also had a really good pace scenario that day, but that subsequent start in the Bradley, I know it was against better horses over soft going. That was disappointing, and he just didn't do any running in that most recent stakes race. To me, he's the kind of horse I may consider him underneath, but right now I want to see where he's going. I think he may be going the wrong way.
They threw a lot of new things at Fearless Dragon, the number 6 last time out. First time turf, first time blinkers, first off the Jane Sibeli claim, and this horse outran his odds. He finished an okay second at 13-1. And he has a positive formulator fact. Sibeli's second off the claim with turf routers, 38% to 256 ROI. This horse always had a little bit of ability on dirt, never could put it together. Do you think he's found a home on the lawn?
Well, we'll find out. I think the tough thing for me anyway with a horse like this and a race like this against some salty older horses, I want him to prove to me that that's actually what he is. That was against a decent enough company. The fourth place finisher earned an 86 in the next start, but I just need him to prove to me second off the bench that 87 is actually what he is at this point in his career.
We got a millionaire in our Wednesday race of the day, and that's the number 7 Slim Shady, 10 years old. And you could argue he's back to basically his best form. Jason Service has done an unbelievable job. In his last 5 races, 3 wins, and he got beat a nose the other 2 times, including last time out in that little starter stake at Gulfstream, where he just got a great ride from Irad. Saved ground, eased out to split, eased to the outside. Every move Irad made was right. He just couldn't get by Conquest Sandman late. Slim Shady's last 2 figs, head and shoulders above the rest of this field. Lots to like, except the price.
I was going to say the price is going to be the interesting thing to see ultimately what he goes off at. He's 9-5 on the morning line. The form of that stakes race that he just came out of has held up. The winner came back and earned an 89 next out, fast and accurate on Saturday afternoon at Turfway Park. He earned a 90 in that next race. So there's no question that he's been keeping good form. He's in great form right now for Service. Again, the question becomes, at what price is your breaking point? DeRocher
won by little more than a lip 2 starts back in the Tropical Park Derby on December the 30th against 3-year-olds. That was a pretty good race. Thrown to the Wolves in the McKnight last time out. Nessie came right back to run third in the McDermott with a 98 buyer speed figure. So you're getting a colt here, lightly raced, still some upside, pretty much unexposed, with some tactical speed dropping in class. He's got a shot in here.
There are a lot of things to like about this horse. I think that run 2 starts back was more indicative of what he is than necessarily the McKnight at 1.5 miles. He also got banged around pretty good at the top of the lane in that most recent start. I think if you get a race where he's a little bit more forward, a little bit more into the run early on, especially with that outside post going into 8.5 furlongs, if he can be sitting second or third off of Abraham and driven by Thunder down to the inside, I think there's a real scenario where he just may be more talented than those horses. If he takes over at the top of the lane, they're going to have him ready to go, including Slim Shady.
And I kind of think that 1.5 miles just a little far for him last time out. This is a more appropriate distance. I wonder if he might be one of the value plays in this race. Let's take a look at our top selections for our Wednesday DRF Bets race of the day. You're going wire to wire. You're going to be saying stay there in the stretch with the one driven by Thunder.
I mean, I don't think I'm going to get 10-1 on the morning line. I think maybe he's going to be in that 6-7-1 range, though, and you don't often see that with Pletcher, Velasquez, Rapoli at Gulfstream Park. Another formulator fact to add into the one that you had made mention of, past 30 days turf, 31 to 60-day layoff route at Gulfstream, 5 for 9 with a 375 ROI. So Todd, clearly, when they get going, they stay good for him. If you just look at the buyers, he's a little bit light, but I like the fact that most recent run, those runners that were around him, they've come back to sort of flatter that form. I'll take a flyer with him, 178 for me.
Not a lot of value on Slim Shady, but boy, his last 2 figs, 96, 97. He runs anything close to that, he's going to be tough, and you can't help but root for the old boy. I mean, He's 10 years old and he's still firing big shots. I'm a little worried about DeRocher. I went 7-8-6-2 in our DRF Bets race of the day. Again, if you are playing from home, please consider DRF Bets. Sign up, get your $150. DRF.com/join is where you need to go. Promo code TV150. Approximate post time for race number 9 at Gulfstream on Wednesday, 4:37 Eastern. Best of luck.